It's Lead Electric TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen.
Coach Austin Eguaimoy in the building, in the Hizo. Yeah, it was a good time. Yay! All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on ELEGBETETVRADIO. This is the Valentine's Day special. It's feel good. There is. If you're an Arsenal fan, you should be happy, and I'm gonna explain the reason why you should be happy because it's a good Valentine's gift for Arsenal fans. I think that Kroenke in the US have come full circle, so now they can be spillover. Winning the Super Bowl, guarantees over $550 million, right? And then the add-on, it could rise up to $725 or $750 million. There's no way some of those spillovers will not come to Arsenal because it's got like 7 to 9 franchises and it's still buying more, and it's built the most expensive stadium in the world, the Sophie Stadium in LA, where the LA Rams played, and fortunately for them, they were hosting the Super Bowl and they won. Yes, the LA Rams, the Rams. Okay, they ran into the Cardinals and won by 23 to 20. But then there was the Thieves beats, the good side, and then the not so good side. Odell Beckham Jr. Remember the guy that looks like the son of Denzel Washington? Yeah, made the first touchdown in the Super Bowl. Fine, but somehow he got injured and was rushed out. Did you guys see the halftime show? It was that role like on another level. Like it was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent. It was lovely. And then there was LeBron James, King James, somewhere in the VIP stand. And it was balling, and it was nice. It was worth staying awake for me. I don't know about any other person, but for me, it was worth staying awake for, and it was beautiful. The whole stage setting, Sophie Stadium is bliss. It's heaven. If I ever go to the US, before or during the World Cup in 2026, I would love to pay a visit to the Sophie Stadium just for picture's sake. Okay, just for picture's sake. But I have the little matter of going to Qatar this year and then, reminiscing on that first before the 4 years thereafter that we would go to the US for the World Cup that will take place in US, Mexico, and Canada. And when I'm saying this based off of where Nigeria would be. So, for instance, if Nigeria is going to be based in Canada, I'm freaking going to be in Canada. And if Nigeria is going to be in Mexico, then we're going to shop tacos in Mexico. But they're going to be in the US, then we're going to live with life eating big burgers, mac and cheese, and the rest in the US. But that's a long time away. Nigeria have the big matter. It's not the little matter. The big matter of playing against arch rivals in the west coast of Africa, Ghana, in March for the World Cup qualifiers. And then when we're done with that, then we can now start talking about all the things. Yes, Victor Malalu, this weekend was your birthday. Sorry I didn't give you a shout out, but shout out to you for your birthday this past weekend. Hope you had good fun. Yes, Akim Adeni Yomi, he said morning boss of all bosses. That's much. No, I'm not boss of all bosses. There are bosses above me. There is Alibaba. There's a whole lot of bosses. I'm an upcoming boss. I'm a small boy trying to grow as a boss. So I'm not boss of all bosses yet. I'm not there yet. I'm very, very far. And I'm not sure I'll ever be boss of all bosses because there are bosses. There are bosses, and then there are bosses. I'm in this boss business. I'm just a conductor. I'm not even become a driver yet. I'm still learning. I'm almost sure, as Yoruba people will say it. And he said, Arsenal for life. Yeah, me too. I'm an Arsenal fan. And I think better days are ahead for Arsenal. I'm going to explain that as we go on the show. But let's talk about anything you want to talk about. For those of you on Instagram, for those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, let's get in on the conversation. How was your weekend? Let me start with that. Congratulations also to Chelsea and their fans for winning the World Club Championship. Well, this just practically won every title there is to be won at club level under the Roman Abramovich era. Chelsea became like the most successful club in the last, let's just give me 20 years now. Okay, so in the last 19 years that Roman Abramovich has been in charge. At the cost of what? I don't care. I saw somebody in one, group where I was, and they were like, oh, I just said Chelsea's become like the most successful club in this era, blah, 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 blah. And the guy was like, at what cost? I was like, I don't care what cost it is, okay? I don't care what cost it is. The thing is, the club has been successful. Give them their flowers where they deserve it. When they're doing wrong, you can come here and rant and sell the things you say. Having money does not necessarily mean you will be successful. A good example is Anzi Machaskala. They had all the money. It didn't make them successful. Paris Saint-Germain also have a lot of money. They've not won the Champions League. Maybe they'll win it this season. I don't know because the way massive body language is telling me, I think it just came there for the Champions League. The French League on is an easy win for them already. But they just have a coach who does not know how to win. So I don't know if he'll be able to win the Champions League. But that's a topic for another day. But congratulations to Chelsea. You don't have to hate on people when they're successful. That's one of the things that I was told growing up as a child. You don't have to hate on people's success. You may not like Chelsea, you may not be a fan of Chelsea, but you've got to respect their success, especially when they're doing it the way you wish your team can do it. So you've got to show them that respect, that regard as a successful team. Okay, Kaz on the score 347 is saying good morning from Istanbul. How's Istanbul today? Okay, so the major conversation that we're having today is today is Valentine's Day special, right? I don't have any special moment about Valentine. I'm not going to come here and lie to you. The only thing that Valentine-ish about me is the color of my brand, which is red. My headphone is red, and there's so many red shirts, red this, red that one. Other than that, I don't have any special Valentine moment to tell anybody. I'm not going to come here and lie to you. Okay, there's a little bit of red here in this Ralph Lauren shirt that I'm wearing. But other than that, I don't have one nice and sweet Valentine moment. I'm 44 years old, right? I don't have all those moments. But if you do, please do share with us. If you want to call in on the show, it's 07025000069. All this underage, please don't call me and tell me anything about your Valentine. I'm not interested in that story. I'm talking about grown-up adults here. This adult moment, okay? Valentine is for adult moment. It's not for fornicators. Okay, so let's have it. Your Valentine moment. But then also give me your Valentine sporting moment. That will be very, very interesting. I'll go into that part of the conversation as the show progresses later. But I mean, we're in your hand. You're the host. I'm your guest. So make me enjoy the stories that you've experienced. Yami went on and he said, even though you are not there yet, millions of buses are still under you, sir. Really? I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but it's not nice, You're being nice. I don't know if you're patronizing me. I don't know if you're just trying to make me happy. Well, it's a good day, so let's talk. Okay, so there's this story that I saw somewhere that I should share. It's a compilation. It was written in 2012. Valentine's Day is a unique holiday, one that creates an inordinate amount of pressure on celebrants. Pressure to opine and wear emotions on one's sleeve, pressure to overcome anxiety, pressure to outdo one's counterpart, pressure to perform. In some ways, Valentine's Day is a bit like competing in an athletic event, be it a team sport or an individual competition. Me, I'm finding sports-related angle to this, right? I was able to see this one. I researched this and I'm going to use it on Valentine's Day. There are some outside influence that bodies us in a way, and I mean potential scrutiny and let down. Athletes step up with palms sweating and heart racing to carry out that duty to their beloved teammate, coach, or sport they have cherished so dearly for years. The intensity that has become synonymous with Valentine's Day is a somewhat recent development. Men feel the honors of buying flowers and candies. Women feel the pressure to be adorned and wanted. Singles feel pressure not to be single. Valentine's used to be a more joyous celebration, but now the level of pressure that surrounds the holiday is similar to an athlete performing with the game on the line. Have you ever had that situation where the game is on the line and the last pass is given to you? So remember that moment in, is it 2012 when Aguero got the ball and Manchester United had won? If Aguero does not score that goal, Manchester United are champions. All this turnaround story of Man City that we now have would not have started. But he got the ball. The only assist that Balotelli gave up until that time, that first time that Balotelli was given an assist, and it dressed the ball to his right, skid like somebody who's, skipping, skid past Taiwo, was playing for Queen's Park Rangers, and went on to release a bombastic blaster. And the rest, as Martin Tyler screamed, Aguero! What's history? Because thereafter, Man City went from the nosy neighbor or the noisy neighbors to the real deal. There was a new sheriff in town. They became the HNC, or the head nigger in charge. And since that time, Manchester United have been dwindling, because the following season, even though Manchester United won the title, Sir Alex Ferguson knew it was time. You understand? It was time. It was time to call it a wrap. And since they called it a wrap, Manchester United have not slipped the title ever. And Man City have won more titles since that time than any other team. Between that time and now, only 3 teams have won the Premier League. Liverpool, Leicester, and Chelsea. Other than that, everything has been Manchester City. So the point is, I continue with a story of Valentine that comes across like sports. When everything goes right on Valentine's Day, there is euphoria among loved ones, okay? Like the fans celebrating. Like in 1999, when Manchester United came from the dead to win the UEFA Champions League in Barcelona. It went right for them. But don't forget that the other team, it didn't go right for them, okay? Just like the euphoria when a player or athlete achieves competitive greatness under extreme duress, like a gun to your head, okay? In honor of a holiday that evokes stressful situation, here is a look at 8 Valentine's Day related sports figures who have achieved so much love and adoration for their success in athletics. Oh Lord, I love to talk about love because I love love, right? I didn't have it growing up, and I've made a concerted effort. I made up my mind that I was going to give my children as much love as I can, but in between, they're still going to be disciplined. I'm not, I'm not advanced to the whole idea of, oh, don't beat the children. They do any, they go say any. It's written in the Bible, right? Who do any, I go say any. There's the pidgin English version of that. Now, if you don't believe me, I think I should be able to show you where it is written in Scripture. It's written in the Bible. It says, who do anyhow, go see anyhow. If you think I'm lying, go and read Colossians chapter 3, verse 25. Colossians 3:25 says, who do anyhow, go see anyhow. I'm saying the writer of the Bible, not be me writer. Okay, it's in case you think I'm wrong, I'm lying. Let me read the English version for you and then try to translate what I'm reading to pidgin English. So Colossians 3:25 says, anyone who does wrong will be repaid for their wrongs, and there is no favoritism. Translated to pidgin English, it means who do anyhow to see anyhow. Yes, and the church say amen, amen. Okay, so we're pushing that. But before we go further down, before I tell you those beautiful stories that is love related, Valentine related in sports, let's look at some of the big major sporting headline that's going on in the beautiful world of sports. Let's start with the transfer rumors that is out there. So if you've got any Valentine story to tell me, any special Valentine story to tell me, please do well to say that. Chelsea have made signing Sevilla's French defender Jules Kounde, who's also a target for Barcelona and Real Madrid, a priority for the summer, and are also interested in West Ham 23-year-old England midfielder Declan Rice and Monaco's 22-year-old France midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni. So it is set in stone. These are the target that they have. Can they meet the target? Can they match it? Are they going to be usurped? Are other people going to disturb them? I don't know. Manager Brendan Rodgers said Leicester must be realistic about the future of the 24-year-old Belgian midfielder. Youri Tielemans, who has entered the last 18 months of his contract and is interested in Arsenal and Manchester United. In other words, they can't keep the player anymore. They've got to let it go. When the player says he wants to go, it's like P. You got to let it go. You got to whip out your rod of Moses and fire them because there is nothing you can do. Let's come back to Arsenal. Talking about Arsenal. Like I said earlier on, I'm going to tell you the reason why I think that LA Ram winning the Super Bowl last night, or early this morning, winning the Super Bowl early this morning is good news for Arsenal. I'm going to explain that to you. But on the transfer gist or rumor, Arsenal are considering a summer move for Chelsea's Armando Broja. Okay, the 20-year-old Albania forward is currently impressing on loan at Southampton. I don't think that deal is going to work. I don't think that that's the kind of player that they need. But hey, I'm looking at the plan, the project of Arteta. Arteta seems to want to work with a lot of young players, and he's setting the team up like that. Young players, there is Tavares, there is Simi Lokonga, there is, all of these young players that he's got in his team. It might just be something on the offing, but that's not the player that will take Arsenal to the place that they want to go. Once the season ends and Arsenal makes the top four that I think that it would make, the conversation might be different. So until that time, this Albania, not that I'm talking down Albania players, sorry, but I think that this Albania, it's not the one that will make Arsenal go, hey, you want to play with the big boys. No, this is not the one that makes you think that Arsenal want to do bam bam. I think Arsenal want to play the big boy. This is like them running. They're not ready yet. But let's move on. Juventus are open to offers from France for France midfielder Adrien Rabiot, 26, and 21-year-old Brazilian left back Alexandro. Okay, they are not surplus to requirement. If you remember New Jack City, the movie New Jack City back in the day, if you love to old school, especially coming from the Super Bowl where we had our time show that gave us old school as it used to be, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Eminem, and then Mary J. Blige, then you will understand what I am about to say. Okay, and Juventus are saying to Adrien Rabiot and Alex Sandro, Nino Brown, your soul is required in hell. You're no longer the surplus requirement. The company no longer needs you, so you gotta go. Okay. Barcelona hope to fend off interest in Spain midfielder Gavi, 17, and it is called go yesterday, but the goal was disallowed. Oh, sorry about that. And the Uruguayan defender Ronaldo Araujo, 22, by agreeing new contract with both Liverpool and Manchester United are choosing Araujo already. Okay. AC Milan Portugal forward Rafael Leao, okay, 22, is wanted by Arsenal. You see again the age, okay, and Newcastle in the summer. Talking about Newcastle, I told you guys that after the January transfer window, Newcastle will find a way to win matches on the bounce. That's exactly what happened. Won 2 games on the bounce now. Yesterday they beat Aston Villa by a long goal, one goal, but they're picking up the points, and they're gradually telling those guys at the bottom, the red half of the table, hasta la vista, we're going green. They might not make top 4, but they definitely will be in the Premier League next season. And then next season, they would invest heavily and bring in the big guns, maybe bring in a bigger coach too that will blend the team together and get them competing. It will take them another 2 seasons for them to be in the title race. But for now, all they need to do is to make sure they don't get relegated. And from the way it's going, it's looking truly like they're not going to get relegated. Manager Mauricio Pochettino is considering leaving Paris Saint-Germain this summer. It's not considering. They already told you you're not going to be part of the team. So I don't understand what you're considering. Are you going to stay when they say they don't want you? After falling out with senior figures at the club, PSG France forward Kylian Mbappe, 23, will move to Real Madrid, says ex-France forward Nicolas Anelka. Yeah, and there's so much about Mbappe that also reminds me of Nicolas Anelka. He's fiery, he's feisty, he's temperous, and sometimes he sucks as well. So let's see how that one goes. Manchester United are interested in signing Borussia Monchengladbach Albanian defender Ramy Bensebaini, okay, who is 26, and view him as a potential or possible replacement for Luke Shaw. Is Luke Shaw going out? I think that one of the defenders that Manchester United needs to kick out of that team is that one called Maguire. Take away the captain's armband from him and let it go. Okay, that's what I think. Let it go. Okay, and then for those of you who want to send in WhatsApp message on the show, It is 07025000069. Yes, the same number with which you call in the studio is the same number you would send your WhatsApp message to. So those people who are struggling trying to download our mobile application on Android and having issues, yes, we just found out that somebody puts in a Trojan worm, okay, on the back end of the App Store of the what's called the server, and it's just affect everybody's whose app is on that platform. So builders are working on it. We fix and we transfer to another server pretty soon, maybe a week or 10 days. I don't know, 10 working days. I will be fine. That's what they said. But let's keep our fingers crossed. But for those of you who already have the app on your phone, it's working. You can still listen to the show on your mobile application. But until then, if you can listen on www.elegbetevradio.com/radio. Calling in on the studio line is 07025000069. That's the number to call. So anytime you think of calling in, just remember that that's the number to call. Having said that, you can also send me a WhatsApp message on that number, because a lot of you says we can't be calling on one number and be sending WhatsApp on another number. It's a bit confusing. So we unified it and make sure it's only one number universally. Okay, 07025000069. 07025000069. You can also call from the abroad wherever you are by putting +234 behind the number, and we're good to go. So let me get a message here. Good morning, Elegbete. February 14, 2017, when PSG hit Barcelona 4-0. That's one memory that you have. It was such a colossal loss, Timothy Deimbo. Yes, and the next day, I remember I went into the studio and I made history. Well, it wasn't really history, but I made a lot of enemies. Okay, I made a lot of enemies because one of the few occasions where a lot of people were sending messages to my former chairman that I would destroy the hard work that he has labored to build by giving false information on radio. Because I went on radio the next day and I said that Barcelona were going to win the return leg 6-1, and people were like, it's okay to say Barcelona will win, but to go and say 6-1, that's too much. That's you trying to play God. You have to sack this boy. He's playing God. He's taking things for granted. He's acting like he's God. But guess what? 3 weeks later, the game ended 6-1. I didn't see those my accusers anymore. Right? It was like Jesus and the woman who was caught in adultery. And Jesus said, "Where are your accusers? Go and sin no more." So that's just the way it was for me. But it was a very good one. Thank you very much, Timothy Naimbo, for passing that one across. I think I saw a message from a friend and a brother, an elder day. So he said, "Good morning, Mr. Idafi. I grew up in the village and I did not see Valentine as this ace are saying it." Okay, in sports area, FC Barcelona gave me Valentine gift by being among the top 4, and I know that they are going to end the season on 2nd or 3rd. First time that I'm seeing Barcelona fans tampering expectations. They're not really putting it up there like they are going to do this. Good morning, sir. My question, please, when you put these messages across, please, let's have your name so that we know who is sending the messages. It makes it easier. So this is from Abayomi Shego. Okay, Abayomi Shego said, "Good morning, sir. My question is regarding Mbappe. The last match when Messi made the pass that made him score, Mbappe was supposed to pass the ball back so he would score. Do you think this is going to affect the team going forward?" My name is Yomi. No, I don't think. The pass came, he scored, right? Whatever happens thereafter is nobody's business. The most important thing is, and Peter, every time you send in this, please send it on WhatsApp to 07025000069 so that it's easy for us. If you can't, please do it to forward it there so that it's easy for us to get it on the show. Now, it doesn't matter who he passed the ball to or not. Most important thing is that he scored. What would have been bad is if he was supposed to pass the ball and then somehow he went on to try to score and then he missed, then you have an issue. The aim of football is to score goals. Once you can put the ball in the old onion bag, it doesn't matter how it comes. Yeah, people will have different views and different opinion to it, but most important thing is do whatever you do to make sure you score a goal. Sunday Cletus on YouTube says, "Good morning, bros. Happy Chelsea won. Does this recent win place Chelsea amongst elite club in Europe?" No, it's not this win that put them in the elite club. Chelsea stepped up into the elite club rank in 2012, and they've still been in the elite club level. I mean, you can't win 2 Champions League, win 2 UEFA Europa Cup, win all the titles that they've won the World Club Championship, won league titles, recently in and out in the league of your country, and not being among the elite. They are among the elite because what makes you among the elite is, one, you are among the people that can sign some of the big players. Within the players that come into your league, you also have some of the best coaches, you also have the best players, you have the best system of play. That puts you among the elite already. You can't name top 10 European football clubs right now without naming Chelsea. So Chelsea is among the elite club, and it wasn't just because of their win of the UEFA Europa Cup. They've become an elite club since 2012 when they won the UEFA Champions League against Bayern Munich. Congratulations to our Tigress on making the World Cup. Also, Kennedy Boboye resigned his position at Aqua United yesterday. They may not be at the top right now, but they've not been doing so badly. Is there any reason why he chose to resign? From what I heard, is interference and then not getting the things that he thought he deserved to get after winning them the league title. So he decided to take a walk. Probably another rumor is that there might be some job offers that are waiting for him and he wants to go and take it. I won't be surprised. Now, this is me just saying this, but I won't be surprised if Kennedy Boboye shows up at Remo Stars as their coach in the future. Remo Stars are doing everything to make sure, not necessarily win the league, but to make sure they qualify for the continent. Maybe the CAF Confederations Cup, or if they get the bonus of playing in the CAF Champions League, we'll be fine. And I think that somewhere, Kennedy Boboye might just swim and show up in that place. I'm just saying this, but say I told you so when it happens. Just say I told you so when it happens. Okay? So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's pretend like I didn't see it for now, and then let's behave like when it happens, it will be a surprise. But then again, let's go back to football stories and how it is related to Valentine. So let's talk about this one. A dearly loved starting pitcher for 3 different teams, Ron Darling, treasured his 13-year Major League Baseball career. But in particular, Darling was a cherished favorite of the New York Mets, a team that went on to win the 1986 World Series. It compiled a 136-116 overall record with a 3.85 ERA and 1,590 strikeout in 1985. Okay, he was selected to the National League All-Stars team at the age of 23. His best year was likely that championship season in '86, when he posted career best in ERA 2.8 and the strikeout 184 to go with his 15-6 record. During the regular season, then, in the World Series against Boston Red Sox, Darling started 3 games going 1-1 with 1.53 ERA. Okay, let's push this further down. It was the Darling of the New York for 5 more seasons before finishing his career with the Montreal Expos and finally with the Oakland Athletics, retiring in 1995. Currently, he is a color analyst for TBS baseball broadcast. Okay, there is Kevin Love, and I'm sure you guys have heard the name Kevin Love of multiple times if you follow American sports. But I'm going to tell you a story about the guy. Yeah, your name is Love, and you've got a story of Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about it. Good morning, bro. How was your night? I want to ask you 2 questions. Number 1, can Chelsea win the league next season with Lukaku? No. Number 2, what is wrong with Manchester United? I'm a Chelsea fan. Shown for me from Opik Plaza. Okay, Chelsea with Lukaku next season they can't win the league title because Manchester City, unless they fire Pep Guardiola, for as long as Pep Guardiola is in the league, Chelsea will not win the league title. Lukaku is not the kind of player that will win you a league in England. They have done that in Italy, where at the time they won that league title, all the competitions were dead and buried. They were hypnotized. They were sick, right? In a league where almost everybody have a stake, you cannot depend on a striker that cannot guarantee you 25 goals or 20 goals to win you the league title. So, answering your question, if you had asked me, can Chelsea win the league? Yes, it's possible next season. It's possible to compete for it. But with Lukaku, try to understand why I'm answering the way I'm answering. With Lukaku as your lead man, Chelsea will not win the league. Put him there for the next 10 years. And this is not me disrespecting Chelsea or disrespecting Lukaku. But the truth of the matter is, I've said this before. I said it before the start of the season when I heard that they were going for Lukaku. Lukaku was just another player that Chelsea need. It's not a Premier League kind of player. It's not the kind of player that will win you league title in the Premier League. Yes, he's won the World Club Championship. Those kind of game where he just go and play 2 games and come back like is a friendly game and just come back and get these ceremonial titles. Wow, yeah, you can win those games. Now, when it comes to league, because there are games where you need to grind, there are games where you need to play against your direct rivals, there are games where you need your star player, like Lukaku is not Drogba. So let's not even go there. Lukaku is not Drogba. Lukaku is not the kind of guy that when push comes to shove, is willing to put his heart in the ring and say, you know what, we die here. He doesn't have that in him. He's just a guy who will bully his way, bamboozle his way here and there, force his way, he gets a chance to score. He doesn't feel bad if he's not scoring. Those kind of strikers don't win you titles. That's why I had, this thing about Aubameyang and Lacazette and even Olivier Giroud. Players who feel comfortable when they are not winning are not players that can win you titles. You need to see players who feel frustrated when they are not winning or when they are not scoring. You know that these guys will win you titles. As injury prone as Robin Van Persie, that's the kind of guy you take to war and it will come back with victory. But unfortunately, not Lukaku. I know that Chelsea fans will hate me because it's not feel good. Like, what are you saying? Who gave you the right to say that? Wow. I gave myself the right to say it. And I've earned the right to say it too, if you consider how much I'll be right when I give my opinion in the last couple of years, since 2007 to be very, very precise, when I became this guy who decides to speak his mind on anything. I think I've earned the right to do that. So I don't think we can win it anyway. If we're talking of winning a league title with Lukaku as the man that you're depending on for goals, I don't think they can win it. But it's possible for them to sign in more players and build the team, and then Chelsea goes on to win the league title. But Lukaku will still not be the determining factor why the league title is won. It could be from a brilliant team performance, like they did with the Champions League win. It could be a collective. But with Lukaku, that's the question they ask. So in the future, somebody don't come and say that you have to eat your words. With Lukaku as the man who is the decider, he cannot win it. It's not going to happen. I'm not hating on him. I'm just giving answer to a question. You can send your question, 0702500069. Thank you very much, Sean Fumi from OP Plaza, for that one that you sent in. And you can also send your question on the YouTube live stream as well as the Facebook live stream or Instagram live stream if you're there, and we'll get the conversation going. If you want us to hear your voice on the show, I wanted to Peter Deji, okay, like I said, he said, Amaswe will come for you with Lukaku start. No, Amaswe is dealing with financial business right now, and then, being a daddy, so might not be here, but leave all those stats. If you like, let him bring all the statistics that he likes. I know that's not going to happen. Good morning, sir. This one is coming from, oh, Lord, I don't know. Henry Johnson, okay? So when you send in your message, please remember to put your name at the bottom so that I don't need to go and start searching where your name is. He said, good morning, boss. This thing you are saying about Lukaku will make Prof. Precious come at you with a zillion statistics. So the statistics are not proving me wrong. So at the beginning, did I not tell you guys that Chelsea will not win the league title because they have Lukaku in front of them? Does that Chelsea that you're seeing, they look like a team that will go and win the title all of a sudden? Let them win all their games that is remaining. They will still not win the title because Man City and Liverpool are not planning to lose all their games that is remaining. Yeah. So start or no start, the only thing that Lukaku have done this season is to unsettle the dressing room and also give the coach reason to say, if I have the power, I have to say I have the powers of Sir Alex Ferguson in the days of yore, I would have sold you, but he doesn't have the power, so he just have to make do with it and create a dressing room where everybody is wondering whether they are working together as a team or they are just having one guy who does not know what he's doing, who think is the overgrown baby that should be pampered all the time. So let's go to some of the stories that make the headlines in the European magazines and newspapers. Daily Mail, they say Man United have a problem with Ronaldo. The goals have dried up and his powers are clearly waning at 37. But then somebody is at 40 and his powers are not waning. That's less than the line. Okay, they say don't compare God to men. So let's try to understand. After another colorless display, so should he stay? And do they even want to keep him? That's another thing. But you guys, do you think Cristiano Ronaldo should stay? You know, I was one of the persons who started this season and said that once they said they wanted to sign Cristiano Ronaldo, I said Cristiano Ronaldo was going to come and stifle the thing. And everybody said, oh, that way you are rude. How dare you say it? I don't hate Cristiano Ronaldo, but I just don't think that the way Manchester United started the season, they needed Cristiano Ronaldo. But unfortunately, people thought I was being wicked. Another thing, Barcelona played a 2-2 draw last night. Now, it was good the way they equalized. They came from behind and equalized, and it was 2-2. That was beautiful. But there are some things that I need to highlight there. If somebody had told me 10 years ago, I said, let me not even say somebody. If Jesus had come down from heaven and say, I am Jesus, and I'm certain that the Jesus will come down, it's not going to be white because Jesus is not white. Okay, so if Jesus had come down, the real Jesus, not that one that people have the image everywhere in their head. You know, the real Jesus, that is if that story in the Bible is true. The real Jesus shows up and says, you know, I'm Jesus, right? And you know, I am the Alpha and Omega. I know everything, right? 10 years from now, a certain Adama Traore that looks like a bodybuilder that pour olive oil on his body will be playing for Barcelona and wearing the precious Romario number 11 jersey, right? And Aubameyang will also be the lead striker of this great legendary club that have had great players like Romario, Risto Stoichkov, Figo, Rivaldo, Ronaldo da Lima, Ronaldinho, Messi, Deco, Samuel Eto'o, all of these guys. And then all of a sudden, Thierry Henry, all of a sudden they will now have Aubameyang leading the line, Ferran Torres, and bodybuilder Adama Traore with a big bum, like we had 20 people diapers. I would have swore, and I would have done a Thomas on Jesus, like, my friend, get out of here, you don't know shit, right? But I look at Barcelona and that's what I see. I was like, how did we get here? How? Adele Kingsley, please come around. How did we get here? How did we get here? Frankie de Jong. Oh, Lord have mercy. This Barcelona is so un-Barcelona-like. Like I wouldn't even take them in place of Arsenal. Like I wouldn't swap Arsenal for them. God, this is un-Barcelona-ish. It's like saying Bayern Munich not playing like Shaka Ofo, not signing the kind of players that Shaka Ofo should sign. Blood of God. The Barcelona fans are even saying they will take second or third. They are good. It tells you something. Well, there's another message here. Talking of Chelsea dressing room, what do you make of Pulisic's statement about his playing time currently during the Club World Cup? Well, players, not that I think that when players come and say that they are not playing regularly, I like it. Because I hate players who feel comfortable, like Mikel Obi back in the day, who feel comfortable sitting on the bench and not complaining. I want my player to complain when he's not playing. Okay, so the fact that he's not playing, is for me, he have every right to come and complain. Pulisic is a good player. Put him in the right way, he's a good player. One of the leading players have already come out to complain, so every other player also have the right to complain. If Lukaku can come out, grant a press interview, sit down like a big elephant and sit down there and grant the interview that he granted, and any other person has the right to come and complain. If you allow it and there's nothing wrong with it, Pulisic also have the right to complain. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Or what is good for Nigeria is also good for Uganda. It's as simple as that. What is wrong with Manchester United? Shell for me from OP. Oh, sorry, that was the second question. Manchester United have a barrage of problems. And it's a catalog of problems. So I don't think it is just one problem, right? But the problem with Manchester United is people like Sir Alex Ferguson need to step out of the scene. It is going to be difficult for any coach to be successful with Manchester United with Sir Alex Ferguson there. The way Arsenal let Arsene Wenger go, and you know, if your boyfriend Naga let him go, they just let him go like a Valentine's Day divorce. They should do the same thing to Sir Alex Ferguson. Say, okay, thank you very much. You can come in as a fan to come and watch match if you want to. But sir, since you don't retire, so please go and hang out with your wife. Go and do Valentine with your wife. Go and do lovey. Even though una too much now don't be old, so my finishing, but man, I don't love each other one way or the other. Stay away from our precious and beloved club, so that any coach that comes in will not be thinking, am I living up to Silas Ferguson's standards? Silas Ferguson is not the owner, he's the former coach of the club. Yes, 26 years sacrifice he gave to the club, but 26 years of success and plenty money and respect and love. So there's a balance to it. He gave all the sacrifice, but he was paid. It wasn't like he did it for free. Okay? So it should go. That's one. Two, Manchester United need to restructure. Back in the day when Silas Ferguson was very successful, there was David Gill, there was Chairman, there was Cameron, there was a whole lot of people who were the backbone of his success. And the new coaches that they're having now should also have that structure. Manchester United needs to put structure. Then, the real deal. Look at Liverpool. Let's use Liverpool as a case study. When Jurgen Klopp came in, Liverpool had all these Peter Crouch, Benteke kind of players, right? And he was given the free hand to farm all of them out and begin to bring in his own set of players. And those players that he brought in were loyal to him, and when he asked them to jump, they didn't question why are we jumping. All they did was, how high do you want us to jump? Go to Pep Guardiola at Barcelona and Man City. I'm going to explain that. It was exactly the same thing he did. When he came in, even though the result didn't start out well, but he already set out his plan in motion to farm out all the players that were the god of the team before he came in. Because it is hard to coach those kind of players, because they will always be looking at you like, what do you know? What do you want to come and say? This is how we used to do it too. And what are you saying? We did it our way and we won before, so don't come here and do it. What's it called? Andres Villas-Boas suffered that at Chelsea. Most coaches also suffer that at Chelsea because they couldn't break the stronghold of the old players. So I think that any coach that comes in going forward should be allowed to flush out as many of the old players, the power block players that he wants to flush out. And then don't be afraid to choose to play the style of football that is comfortable with you. Coaches should not be subjected to, you are not playing our style of football. There is no such thing as our style of football. Your style of football is determined by two factors: what the coach thinks of his opposition and the kind of players that he's got. You can't be expecting Manchester United now to be playing the way they were playing when they had Van der Sar goal, Japstan in defense, Ferdinand or Vidic, that midfield that they used to have upon Scholes, Roy Keane, and the rest of them, and then you have an attack. Remember, yesterday I was saying, Manchester United once upon a time had a match where you had Evra, Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, what's the other guy on the other side, Rafael also, and then up front in one single game you have Berbatov with Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Carlos Tevez. Right now, those four people that I just mentioned are the peak of their powers. The people that are playing for Manchester United right now, those four will outdo the entire 11 players. So it's a different thing. So you can't be expecting these Fetemuye players, these Lebere, Polokos players, to now be playing without DNA. So any new coach that comes into Manchester United should be allowed to flush out this, out with the old and in with the new, within a process of time. Another big problem that Manchester United have, and it's a repeat of what Liverpool suffered from 1989 up until when the club just won the title 2 seasons ago. One of the things that Liverpool suffered back in the day was the generation of old Liverpool players who had become writers, who were writing for Shoot magazine, who were part of Match of the Day on BBC back in the day, right? Every time a new coach comes in, whether it's Gerard Houllier, whether it's Phil Jackson, Phil Jones, any of the coaches that came in, even Rafa Benitez that went on to win the Champions League in 2005, they were always comparing them to the good old Kenny Dalglish team that won the league title. Why can't they win it? Why can't they do this? Why can't they do that? And that was a setback for Liverpool over a period of time, because everybody now wants to play like that old Liverpool, even though they don't have Rush, they don't have Jesse McIntyre, they don't have all those players that they used to have back in the day that won the league. And the league is also not the way it used to be. It's not structured the way it used to be. Competition has come. There are different teams, but people want them to play like that. It's the same thing that is happening now with the demigods or the ancestors of Manchester United, called the class of 92. Those guys are also part of the problem. They always believe that they must have an opinion. The club must play in the way that pleases them. Meanwhile, they're not contributing anything. Some of them have gone to coach and found out how hard coaching is, but they still want to always have an opinion and tell any new coach or any new player that comes in how to play. That in itself is the foundation of one element or one pillar of the problem that they have. If they can get past that, protect a new coach that comes in and allow the coach to play a system that would enable them to win. Man City does not play tiki-taka before Pep Guardiola came in. Pep Guardiola came in, and as soon as he came in, what was the first thing he did? A team that is the defending champion, a team that have the most clean sheets in the season before Pep Guardiola came in. What did he do? The first person he kicked out of the door was Joe Hart. Joe Hart is the England #1 goalkeeper. Just won the league title, but then he kicked him out. Don't forget, they went all the way to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, but they kicked him out of the team. The guy at some point couldn't even get the club. He went to Torino. And then he let Zabaleta go. He let, all of these players, Clichy and the rest of them go, because he wanted to build a team that was designed after him. Even though he didn't win the league title the first season he came in, he didn't change anything, right? He didn't change anything. He just knew that this is how I want my team to play going forward, and there is no stopping me. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. That kind of a thing. So I think Manchester United should also allow a new coach to come in and have a say-so on what to do. Another problem that I just noticed, like last week, when we start hearing that the players are saying that they prefer Mauricio Pochettino instead of Ten Hag. And then the management are saying they want Ten Hag. That's what the problem is. Because you bring in Ten Hag, the players already don't like him. You bring in Mauricio Pochettino, the players already feel like, well, the reason why you got this job, so you are better dance to our tune, or we will do to you what we did to both of them. And that's going to be another problem for Manchester United. So Manchester United management needs to get a coach. That's why I was very, very happy with what the Arsenal board did with the Aubameyang situation. Yes, the coach does not want the player anymore. The player is beginning to act like he's God onto the coach, and the coach says, I don't want you anymore, and the board supported his exit. So much so that they were even willing to terminate his contract. It doesn't matter. We don't want to get transfer fee from you. We don't mind. After all, if we terminate your contract, we are saving £27 million. Nobody's going to buy you for £27 million in the very first place. So get out of here and let's move on with our club. That was, for me, very, very satisfactory. That was a good move. So that's the kind of thing that Manchester United did. Whether they will get it, I don't know. Well, Oladeinde Latif Olameleko, he said, waiting Arsenal won't use Broja, do nothing. From my own point of view, nothing. Solomon Okotubu Otete, he said, Mingos, a happy birthday. Thank you very much. Bamini, he said, is a phase. Baka will come great and good. What happened to Baka? Few club side will still be standing tall. Okay, I agree with you on that one. I agree it's a phase, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't laugh at you, because if it was another club that is going through that same phase, you also will be laughing at them. So it's a phase, but we need to laugh at you. We need to have a little bit of banter at your expense, right? They say you guys were more than a club. What we now discover is more than a waste. Okay, that's what you guys became. You went from more than a club to more than a waste. But Paul Obi said, please, did Boboye fire or resign? Well, he has to be the one who will tell the story. I'm not a board member. People see things differently. I remember when I used to tell people that I got fired from Brilla, people say, no, don't say like that. Say you resign because to affect your image. I don't know how it affects anybody's image. So it needs to come about from the tweets that I saw, the post that I saw. They say Kennedy Boboye resigned from Aqua United. So I think he resigned. I'll take the word that they put out there. Talking about FC Barcelona, I see football as life experience. In life, when you refuse to do some things at your younger age, when you are old, you will suffer for not having done those things. That's according to Paul Obi. Thank you very much. But Paul Obi, can you help us? Anytime you send in this message, send it to 070, just save it, 070-2500-0069. It helps. So that that's how I send a message, you didn't read it. So my personal number is no longer available for that. Yemi Dynamite, he said, good morning, big Uncle E. Good morning, my dear. Happy Valentine's Day, sir. Thank you very much. I get one question. Will Arsenal make top 4 or return to Europe? Going to Europe is guaranteed. Now, that's like Europa at the least. But of all the teams that are competing for the last top spot for position, that is me, by saying the last top spot, the 4th spot on the league table, that's like me saying that first, Man City have won the league title. I'm not even going to argue that one. The Premier League title is already won. I mean, like, oh, how can you be saying that? It's only 9 points. Liverpool have a game in hand. If they win that one now, it will be 6 points. Yes, I agree. But tell me, if it is possible, as it is right now, for Man City to lose three games before the end of the season. Come on, how many games are remaining? There are 13 games remaining. This Man City team that was saying, yes, Champions League is back. The Champions League is going to affect them. It's also going to affect Liverpool. It's also going to affect Chelsea. So, my sister, the question you ask, this is me taking it for granted. Man City have won the league title. Liverpool second. Chelsea will end up in third as well. Okay. If you look at all the teams that are competing for that fourth spot, so let me be nice and even put Wolves in the equation and take it to the team in 8th position, who I think are one of the useless teams in the Premier League, because their only ambition is to finish above Arsenal, but this time around that's not going to happen. So let's start with West Ham. West Ham are in 4th position. They played 25 games already. They have 41 points, and they are beginning to struggle. Okay, I think West Ham are still playing in Europa, if I'm not mistaken. That's also going to be a factor at the end of the day. Then there's Manchester United, who are in love with Russell. Seriously in love with Russell. So I don't think that Manchester United would all of a sudden wake up. The way they are going, they will have a final rush of the last 5 games of the season. They would win all of them. Man United, if I know Man United very well, they would most likely win the last 5 games. That's additional 15 points. So let me take it for granted. They have 40 points right now. There is a guaranteed 15 points. That will put them at 55, plus whatever else they can get from the remaining 14 games that they have to play this season. But in all of that, I don't think that Manchester United can win all 14 games. That's where we're going to have a problem with them. And the fact that people don't come to Old Trafford being afraid of playing against Manchester United, that's also a big deal. Arsenal, on the other hand, have some big games coming. They've got to play Chelsea, they've got to play Liverpool, they've got some big games coming. But it seems to me like Arsenal know how to play now against the teams that are below them. And so that makes it easy for them because they've got a lot more games against those teams than against the teams that are above them. So with extra 2 or 3 games in hand, depending on who's in front of them, on Manchester United, they've got 2 games in hand. On West Ham, they've got 3 games in hand. And all they need is to keep winning. Arsenal does look like a team for me that can win all those games that are below them, and then they will go on to maybe top 4. So to your question, I think Arsenal will be the 4th team on the 4-team table that will qualify for the UEFA Champions League. But if they don't, worst case scenario, they'll make Europa. But Arsenal does not want to take that gamble because they're not playing in the FA Cup, they're not playing in the Carabao Cup finals. So it's not a gamble that I see them taking. Having said that, the teams below them, Wolves, are 2 points behind Arsenal, but with 1 game more. And then you have Tottenham Hotspur, who are also on 22 games played with 36 points. The thing with that is Arsenal are also going to play Tottenham Hotspur because that game was postponed. So you look at all of that, Arsenal have their destiny in their hand. West Ham does not have their destiny in their hand. West Ham would always be hoping that some other people, they'll be pressing calculator, some other people result go badly. Manchester United also does not 100% have their destiny in their hands because all the teams that are below them, Arsenal, Wolves, and Tottenham Hotspur, all have games in hand on them. So they would also be praying that those games in hand are not won, they are not even drawn, they are lost. So I think that Arsenal does have the brightest chance to go forward in this arrangement. One last question that I want your thoughts on. Ghana coaching team, Shamfumi from OPIC. Okay, so Ghana have brought in what's it called? What's his name again? Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, Otoado. They brought in Otoado. They brought in Boateng, and then they brought in one other guy in the middle. And beyond that, can't believe I'm forgetting the name of someone that I'm the one that is using his name to talk and make noise all week long. I can't believe that I can't forget that name in the first place. Former Newcastle coach. Okay, so they brought in this collection of coaches. Would it affect their performance against Nigeria? It might. The thing about the coaches, it's not even the coaches see that will make it work. The Ghanaian players who wants to go to the World Cup, and because they want to go to the World Cup, they will do anything to put themselves on the map for that game. So they've got Didi Otoado, Didi Dramani, and they also got what's his name now? This Boateng guy, and then they've got Chris Hughton. Okay, all of these guys, what they've done, they've looked at the Nigerian system and they say, okay, let's also copy what Nigeria is doing. Chris Hughton does not have real strong value that is going to come out. He's not coached in Africa before. He doesn't understand the politics and the intrigues of African football. But then you could also say the same thing of Verena. He came to Africa not having been in Africa before. Before you know it, he's won 2 Nations Cup with Zambia and what's it called, Cote d'Ivoire. But in this case, it's different. There is no friendly match before this game that he would participate in. There's nothing, no special moment where he will meet with the players before the game against Nigeria. Nigeria are also wounded coming from the Nations Cup after they started very well from the group stage. And I was thinking last week, and I said, you know what, one of the best things that's happened to Nigeria is the fact that we got knocked out by Tunisia. Because imagine Nigeria had gone all the way to the semi-finals or even the finals, we would come into this game feeling like we have arrived. And you know Nigeria, after every success, we always do bad. So now that the team is wounded and back to the wall, Nigeria will give it everything that they've got. But I'm speaking as a Nigerian analyst, so even in my voice, you will hear the bias. But having said that, I don't think that Judge Boateng, who played for the Netherlands instead of Ghana where he was born, or Otoado or Didi Dramani would have 100% control. So it might be Chris Hughton who is in charge. 2 things will either happen. They would all bury their pride and let Chris Hughton take the lead, or they will have that normal division that Ghana used to have, and then it will become a problem. And then the players, let's be very honest here, Ghana does not have any standard striker that will come out and pull any surprise on anybody. They also don't have any standard midfielder apart from Ayew, who for me is not one that I'll be afraid of that will come out and surprise anybody. Defensively, they seem very solid. But the thing about a solid defense is no matter how solid your defense line is, if that defense line is not backed and supported by a good midfield and then an attack line that is pressing the opposition, that defense will crumble eventually. So unless you have a Chelsea-like, Mourinho's Chelsea-like defense that have an entire unit working together, it's going to be hard. So the coaching crew of Otoado, Didi Dramani, Judge Boateng, and Chris Hughton might be good on paper, but I think that the timing of putting them together might not work unless they're planning for the next Nations Cup in Cote d'Ivoire next year, which is something that they can qualify for and then eventually go on and win. But I don't think that this thing is one that I will be afraid of. I'll be in Ghana, and I'm not saying it because I'm disrespecting them, but I don't think that they are a team that I would be afraid of. There are other teams to be afraid of, but definitely not this Ghana team. Their coaching crew would have just as much in their hands as we do have. Nigerian coach, for instance, have gone to London, landed London yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, left in the morning, so it's landed London already. And like I said, I might reach out to him and get to know if he's been able to meet with Ademola Lookman. I think we have a better squad put together compared to Ghana currently. And I think also, as much as they need it desperately to redeem their image, we also need it. I don't know what's going to happen in Ghana, but overall, over the course of 2 legs in Cape Coast and in Abuja, Nigeria will qualify over Ghana. This is me speaking like a Nigerian anyway, but also looking at the materials that we'll have in hand. And if the coach can fuse in the best players, make the right selection, do his substitution when he needs to do it, and get the right tactics to the game, I do believe that Nigeria will win. Finally, before I go, the good messenger said, good morning, Shipale, good morning to you. On the issue of players we are getting, it's good for us for now. All this is caused by that man called Blind Batshuayi, who makes Barca. Oh, okay. What will be good for Barca this season, and also between Man United and Barca, who is better this season? Manchester United are still in the Champions League. Manchester United are still in the hunt for the top 4 spot. Manchester United does not have a financial crisis. Manchester United are not signing players that are not even good enough to play for Enyimba. So if you ask me between Manchester United and FC Barcelona, this season is better, I would say that Manchester United is better. Even with all the bad things that are going on, Manchester United is way, way better than FC Barcelona this season. You guys should go and play against Petoma and all those names that we used to hear in the Bible in the UEFA Europa Cup. Okay? But Manchester United are way, way better than you guys. Johnny Gaffar, he said, Man United are not finishing 4th. Have you seen their remaining fixtures? No chance. That's what I said. I said Arsenal is going to finish 4th. I didn't say Manchester United are going to finish 4th. I didn't even see them finishing 4th. It's ridiculous to even think about it. But you see, when you analyze, you give everybody a chance. But Manchester United are not in my pick to finish 4th. I think that Arsenal is going to end up in that 4th spot. West Ham are going to drop down. Tottenham Hotspur doesn't seem to have it. Their coach already said they have mental problem. Wolves, Yes, they are huffing and puffing, they're trying, but it's just trying that they will try. So the gateway is open for Arsenal to take that fourth position and then spend money. And you know, the English Premier League, I always say that the English Premier League is fixed. Look at how the whole football, the universe is already responding to that fixing of football. Now, LA Ram have gone to win the Super Bowl. So this is why I said it's going to be good for Arsenal fans. LA Rams have won the Super Bowl. Mr. Kroenke and his company would make guaranteed $550 million and a possible $200 million to follow, okay, from sponsors bonus and some other payment that will come in. Now, there's no way, even though it's repaying some of the money, the loan, the very stretched loan that he used to build the $5.5 billion Sophie Stadium, there's no way some of that money will not spill over to Arsenal. Because over the years, he's been collecting money from Arsenal to sustain his other business. Now that LA Rams have won the Super Bowl, I think he's reached the crescendo, the top, okay? He might want to defend it, that's a topic for another day, but he knows that he has also achieved, if he's sitting down with other NFL club owners, he will be speaking, okay, you've won two, I've won one, I've won this, I've won that, I've won that. So there is a balance to the conversation. Now it will shift his attention to Europe. Where in America, he's got access, he's got friends, he knows people that can, you know, make this happen for him. In Europe, he's still trying to stay there, but I don't think he was going to let that business crumble so much. So on that strength, bad as he bad, like say, is very, very terrible. The Arsenal don't spend at all. There's going to be £200 million available for transfer, but on the condition that if you make the Champions League. Remember, during the 18 days break, when they were having that warm weather training, Arteta went to, before even Aubameyang was sold, Arteta went to America, went to LA to meet with Kroenke and had a sit down. I don't know what they discussed, but I know that from the whispers that I have, two things were guaranteed. Arteta was told, go ahead and fire that young Gabonese boy that does not have respect for you. Let him go, we'll back you. Secondly, he was also told that your contract is coming to an end. We are going to extend your contract. We gave you a 2 years contract. You've done very, very well. We first gave you interim for 6 months, and then after that, give you 2 years. You've done very, very well. We are satisfied by our standard. We're going to give you an extension. But not just that extension, we're also going to back you financially and make you get going in this. So all of that put together tells me that Arsenal is going to have a beautiful transfer next summer. Now, put that in the conversation and say, when this conversation was made, the LA Rams have not even made the finals, the Super Bowl, right? They've not won it, but now they've won it. And you know how it is. When there's plenty of money, people spend. They are going to spend money. And knowing fully well that there is bigger competition, Newcastle is coming and the rest of them, Arsenal will spend money. They have a big clause of the team already. They need to pad it up and put a very good spine. Get 2 strikers, get one other central midfielder, get one player, right-sided player. I pray also that they sell Nicolas Pepe. Okay? I pray they sell him, they let him go. Granit Xhaka, they let Granit Xhaka go as well as they let Lacazette go. The team will come back together and it will be fun. Well, it's on that note that I am going to wrap it up today. My name is Idafi Matthew. You love to come in and go to sports. I've had fun with you guys. Thank you very much, Johnny Gaffar. Thank you very much, Shemi Danawai. Thank you very much, Sunday Cletus. And on Facebook, thank you so much, everyone who joined in from Akim Musari Adeni Yomi and I wanted to Peter Olade Inde, Latif Olamileko, Solomon Okotunu Otete, as well as Ogumbe Sotoyo for all your messages. I'm not forgetting Timothy Deibo who sent me the message. Thank you very much for reminding me of the name of what's it called? Chris Hutton. I asked you to send the show to this number. You did not send it, Peter. And thank you as well to Shelfumi from OP Plaza. Not forgetting Henry Johnson and Yomi, all of you who sent in your messages on WhatsApp. Thank you very much. It's time for me to step out of the building. God bless you and have for yourself a lovely and fantastic Valentine's Day. Bye.